Hello everyone, I'm Leonie and I am a manager in TNO.
Hi everyone, my name is Bontle and I'm an analyst in TNO.
Hi everybody, I'm Kerryn and I'm a consultant in TNO. And this is Speaking of Change.
How would Gen AI really impact talent acquisition and the recruitment processes? And we know it takes forever. And we also have heard that it has impact on everything from a job description to matching CVs to candidates to having maybe this chatbot to onboard someone. But essentially what it's going to do is going to improve the experience of the HR professional having less admin burden on them, but also the prospective candidate with a better response, better experience for onboarding, and ultimately quicker employment.
And a part of that is also making sure that we're not taking away from the human element of the process, like you're saying. So that is one of the imperatives of launching a Gen AI sort of journey with your organization. It's making sure that you take people along the journey with you.
And it's going to save so much time for recruiters and for HR professionals, not having to sift through CVs in front of your computer and actually spending time with your candidates and with your future talent. So what role does Gen AI play in personalizing learning and development journeys? Well, if we look right at the beginning of the learning and development cycle, we think about things such as skills gap analyses and how Gen AI can really play an important role in identifying where the gap lies between individuals and where the trends and what the industry standards and best practices are from a skills point of view, all the way towards assessments and assessing oneself as they proceed along the learning life cycle.
I agree. I think I recently had an experience where I needed to complete a survey, and based on the outcomes of that survey, the entire course and all its content was personalized to me, and I think that is definitely the future.
Another question that we get a lot from our clients is how do you prepare your workers or your workforce for Gen AI, and it's very much a buzzword at the moment. But a fundamental that you have to remember with everything, with any change, any transformation, is to take people along on the journey with you. So the foundation of that is making sure that there's a culture of trust and there's like a teach and learn culture as well, where the leaders, as they're teaching their workers on Gen AI, they're also learning as well, because it's a fairly new space for everyone at the moment. And another thing to remember with that is to always involve your tech and your skills. So make sure your people have the right capabilities to collaborate with the tech, and obviously culture, make sure everyone's aligned and it's a collaborative process, but also making sure that the learning is also not learnings that are all over the place for your workforce, but things that leaders have engaged with as well, so that they can collaborate with their workforces in the journey.
One of the key things that is important for us, especially when it comes to HR, to make sure that HR evolves and to be ready and to address some of these challenges, I think it all boils down to the data first. So we can address people and processes, we know work will change, but essentially your data would be a really foundational piece in making your Gen AI journey work.
And that's going to come both from the integrity of the data as well as access to the data, because you need that there from the beginning to sort of kickstart your Gen AI journey.
This is Speaking of Change.